Today's topic is English tenses. In English, there are 12 tenses, and each one helps us express different times and actions. These tenses are divided into three main categories: the present, the past, and the future. Within each of these categories, we have four specific forms that give us more detail about the action. Simple describes a basic action. Continuous, also called progressive, describes an ongoing action. Perfect describes an action that is completed before a certain point. Perfect continuous describes an action that was ongoing but is also completed. Here are the 12 tenses: present simple, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous, future simple, future continuous, future perfect, future perfect continuous. Now that we've gone over the names of the 12 tenses, let's take a closer look at each one to understand what they mean and how they work. We'll start by explaining each tense in simple terms, so you can see how we use them in everyday language. Present simple expresses a habitual action or general truth. Means it is used to talk about actions that happen regularly or facts. Like, I play football every day, which is a regular action. Present continuous describes an action that is currently happening. Means it is used for actions happening right now or ongoing actions. Like, I am reading a book, which is an ongoing action. Present perfect describes an action that happened at an unspecified time before now. Means the actions that happened in the past but are still important or relevant now. Like, I have finished my homework. Present perfect continuous describes an action that started in the past and is still continuing. Like, I have been studying English for 2 hours. Past simple describes an action that happened at a specific time in the past. Example, I visited the museum yesterday. Past continuous describes an action that was ongoing in the past. Like, I was watching TV at p.m. Past perfect describes an action that was completed before another action in the past. Like, they had played soccer before the rain started. Past perfect continuous describes an action that was ongoing before another action in the past. Like, I had been eating breakfast for 20 minutes when you called. Simple future describes an action that will happen in the future. Like, they will play soccer next week. Future continuous describes an action that will be ongoing in the future. Like, they will be playing soccer at noon tomorrow. Future perfect actions that will be completed before a certain future time, like, I will have eaten breakfast by the time you arrive. Future perfect continuous I will have eaten breakfast by the time you arrive. Like, they will have been playing soccer for 2 hours by the time the coach arrives. Now that we've understood what each tense means, let's dive deeper into the rules for forming these tenses. We'll look at how to structure sentences for each tense, along with some examples to make things clear. Rule for simple present tense is: subject plus base form of the verb. Add es for he or she or it. Example, I go to school. Here, I go to school means that the person regularly attends school, or it's a part of their daily routine. In this sentence, I is the subject of the sentence. Go is the base form of the verb which shows the action. Going to school. To school is the object, telling us where the subject is going. Next example, she goes to school. Here, she is the subject. Goes is the verb. In the simple present tense, since the subject is she, third person singular, we add es to the verb go. To school is the object, telling us where the subject is going. For present continuous, subject plus am or is or are plus verb. Ing. Example: I am going to school means that the person is in the process of going to school right now. Here, I is the subject. Am is the form of the verb to be used with the subject I in the present continuous. Going is the verb with ing, added to show that the action is happening at this moment. To school is the object, showing where the subject is going. They are going to school. Here, they is the subject referring to a group of people performing the action. Are is the form of the verb to be used with plural subjects, like they in the present continuous. Going is the verb. To school is the object. For present perfect tense, subject plus have or has plus past participle. Example: I have gone to school means that at some point in the past, the person already went to school. I is the subject. Have is the auxiliary, helping verb used with the subject I in the present perfect tense. Gone is the past participle of the verb go, showing the action is completed. To school is the object, showing where the subject went. She has gone to school. Here, she is the subject. Has is the auxiliary verb used with third-person singular subjects he or she or it in the present perfect tense. Gone is the past participle of the verb go. To school is the object. Present perfect continues. Subject plus have or has plus been plus verbing. Example: I have been going to school for 2 hours. Means that the action of going to school started 2 hours ago and is still continuing or has just recently ended. Here, I is the subject. Have been is the auxiliary verb used in the present perfect continuous tense with the subject I. Going is the main verb in its continuous form verb plus ing to show the ongoing action. To school is the object. For 2 hours indicates the duration of time the action has been happening. They have been going to school for 2 hours. Here, they is the subject. Have been is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb in its continuous form. To school is the object. Simple past tense. Subject plus past form of the verb. Example: I went to school means that the person attended school at some point in the past, and the action is now finished. Here, I is the subject. Went is the past form of the verb go. To school is the object. They went to school. Here, they is the subject. Went is the past form of the verb go. To school is the object. Past continues. Subject plus was or were plus verbing. Example: I was going to school. Here, I is the subject. Was is the past form of the verb with the subject I in the past continuous tense. Going is the main verb in its continuous form. To school is the object. They were going to school. They is the subject. Were is the past form of the verb with the subject I in the past continuous tense. Going is the main verb in its continuous form. To school is the object. Past perfect tense. Subject plus had plus past participle. Example: I had gone to school before it started raining means that the person completed the action of going to school, and after that, it started to rain. The rain began after the person was already at school. Here, I is the subject. Had is the auxiliary helping verb. Gone is the past participle of the verb go. To school is the object. Before is a conjunction that links the two actions and shows the sequence in which they happened. It started raining is another action in the past, expressed in the simple past tense, that happened after the first action going to school. They had gone to school before it started raining. They is the subject. Had is the auxiliary helping verb. Gone is the past participle of the verb go. To school is the object. Before is a conjunction. It started raining is another action in the past. Past perfect continues. Subject plus had plus been plus verbing. Example. I had been going to school for 2 hours when the rain started. Means that the person had been in the process of going to school for a duration of 2 hours, and then the rain began, interrupting or coinciding with the ongoing action. Here, I is the subject. Had been is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. For 2 hours indicates the duration of time. When the rain started is another action in the past. They had been going to school for 2 hours before it started raining. Here, they is the subject. Had been is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. For 2 hours indicates the duration of time. Before it started raining is another action in the past. Simple future tense. Subject plus will plus base verb. Example. I will go to school. Means that the person plans or intends to go to school at some point in the future. The action of going to school has not yet happened but will take place later. Here, I is the subject. Will is the auxiliary verb. Go is the base form of the main verb. To school is the object. She will go to school. Here, she is the subject. Will is the auxiliary verb. Go is the base form of the main verb. To school is the object. Future continuous tense. Subject plus will be plus verbing. Example. I will be going to school at a.m. tomorrow means that at a.m. the next day, the person will be in the middle of the process of going to school. The action will be ongoing at that specific time in the future. Here, I is the subject. Will be is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. At 8 a.m. tomorrow specifies the time when the action will be taking place. They will be going to school at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Here, they is the subject. Will be is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. At 8 a.m. tomorrow specifies the time. Future perfect. Subject plus will have plus past participle. Example. I will have gone to school by noon tomorrow. Means that the person will have completed the action of going to school at some point before or by noon the next day. The action will be finished by the specified time in the future. Here, I is the subject. Will have is the auxiliary verb. Gone is the past participle of the verb go. To school is the object. By noon tomorrow specifies the deadline by which the action will be completed. They will have gone to school by noon tomorrow. Here, they is the subject. Will have is the auxiliary verb. Gone is the past participle of the verb go. To school is the object. By noon tomorrow specifies the deadline. Future perfect continuous. Subject plus will have been plus verbing. Example: I will have been going to school for 2 hours by 10 a.m. means that by 10 a.m., the person will have been in the process of going to school for a duration of 2 hours. The action of going to school will still be ongoing at 10 a.m., but it will have lasted for 2 hours by that time. Here, I is the subject. Will have been is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. For 2 hours indicates the duration of time the action will have been ongoing. By 10 a.m. specifies the future time by which the action will have been taking place for 2 hours. They will have been going to school for 2 hours by 10 a.m. Here, they is the subject. Will have been is the auxiliary verb. Going is the main verb. To school is the object. For 2 hours indicates the duration of time. By 10 a.m. specifies the future time.